Before we begin the Maritime Fusion Net, this is VE1CT, and I'll be your net controller this evening. Stand by. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Maritime Fusion Net. My call sign is VE1CT, and my name is Robert, Romeo Oscar Bravo, Echo Romeo Tango, and I'll be your net control station for this evening. Break. This net meets every Wednesday evening at 1900 hours Atlantic time in the CQ Maritime's room number 60207. The net is open to all amateurs in the Maritime provinces and is scheduled for approximately 1 hour. Break. Amateur radio operators will be called in by province. When you check in, please give me your call sign using proper phonetics. After all the maritime stations are called in for round one, we'll do a quick check for stations outside the Maritimes and then continue with round two. Just a quick reminder that due to a delay in the fusion system, please stay up for a second or two before transmitting and keep the push to talk button pressed for a couple of seconds after your transmission has ended. Break. First of all, we have number one Canadian there in Tampa Bay, and he has some priority traffic at this time. So VE, right? November 1, Charlie Delta November, VE1 CT. You go ahead, Steve. We're standing by for you.
Well, you're not wrong with the VE. I still hold VE900. But, yeah, good evening, everybody on that. This is Stephen N1CDN in Pinellas County, Florida, with Hurricane Milton coming at us. I thought maybe I'd check in and give an update from down here. We're getting rain right now at approximately 70 to 80 millimeters per hour. Winds are gusting at about 110 kilometers per hour, rather. And that's expected to go considerably higher and harder on the rain before it passes. The storm has not made landfall yet, but will make landfall about 160 to 200 kilometers south of us. And as a result, we are not expecting significant storm surge here. That's the south side of the storm thing, and it spun up a bunch of tornadoes, and that's an east side of the storm thing. Not to say it can't happen here, but it's not looking like the conditions are favorable for that. My wife Joanne and I are at home. Her daughter is with us, and our grandson is with us, and we have chosen not to evacuate. And we'll see if that was a good idea in the morning. So anybody has any questions, I'll be here for a little bit, but back to net control N1C.
November 1, Charlie Delta November, VE1 CT returning. Thank you very much for that information, Steve. Are there any amateur radio operators on frequency here which wish to ask Steve any questions? This is the E1CT standing by for your call sign. Okay, nothing heard. Well, again, thank you very much for that information, Steve. I wish you, your ex-YL, and your daughter and grandchild a great, safe evening there. And special emphasis on the safe. Oh, thank you again for checking in, my friend. And you take her easy there. If anyone else has any questions, I'll make sure they get asked to you there. Alrighty, so right now we are looking for time-sensitive stations. Time-sensitive stations wishing to check in to the Maritime Fusion Net. Please come now with your call sign, BE1CT, standing by. Time-sensitive stations.
Victor Yankee 2, Golf Foxtrot.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Bravo Lima.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Sierra, VE1JS.
Okay, so far I have 3 time-sensitive stations. I have BY2GF, VE1JBL, and BE1JS. Did I miss anyone or any other time-sensitive stations? Please come now with your call sign, BE1CT, standing by. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll go with our first showtime station. Good evening, George. How's things there in Charlottetown? BY2GF, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and everybody on the net, and thank you for doing the net. And the gentleman in Florida, I sure feel for our fellow amateurs in that area. I can't imagine what they're going through. Anyway, tomorrow, as you've probably guessed, Robert, is grocery day. Other than that, I think it's going to be a quiet week. So we'll look forward to the net next Wednesday. Victor Yankee 2, Golf Foxtrot.
BY2GF, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, George. Doing great there. Glad to have you on board this evening, and thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. Understand your time sensitive there, and hey, yeah, definitely grocery day tomorrow. Hi. Hopefully you'll, well, I'm quite sure I'm going to hear you tomorrow morning there. Hi. Oh, boy. Thank you also for your dedication to both the Maritime Fusion Net here and also the Maritime Commuter Wake Up Net project. We enjoy hearing from you every day. Hi. Alrighty, you take her easy, George. I wish you and your ex-YL a great and safe evening there. Take her easy. BY2GF, VE1CT, 73. And over to one of our other net controllers here. Good evening, Jim. VE1JBL, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1CT, the Maritime Fusion at VE1JBL. Good evening, Robert, and George before me there, and Steve down in Florida there. Talked to Steve earlier today there. And hopefully everything stays safe down there for sure. Just a quick check-in here, Robert. I'm out helping the wife here cover things up for the night here in the garden here, so I thought I'd get in here early and give you a quick check-in there. Look forward to the recap after the net there, and everybody have themselves a great evening there. VE1JBL.
VE1JVL, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Jim. Doing great there, and understand you're time sensitive as well. And hey, yeah, best to cover up the garden while there's still a little bit of daylight left. Kind of hard to cover it up properly in the dark. Don't blame you at all there, Jim. Oh, you have yourself a great and safe evening, you and your ex-YL, and thank you for checking in. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. BE1JBL and BE1CT 73. And we're going down to Sandy Cove, see how David's doing there. Victor, Echo 1, Juliet Sierra, BE1CT, good evening.
Good evening, Robert. Nice to hear you on there. David is my second name. I usually go by John, but that doesn't matter. And you know who I am. Anyway, just a quick note. I will be at the Greenwood Flea Market a week from Saturday and able to check cards if people still have paper cards and making applications for ARRL awards. If you're going to do that, please contact me by email. My call sign, VE1JS at myrac.ca, so that we get the paperwork okay and right the first time. Anyway, 7-3, say Rob, thanks for doing the net, thanks for calling me, and 7-3, V1CT on the net, V1JS.
VE1JS, VE1CT returning. Yeah, I don't know where I came up with the name David, but yeah, like you were saying, that's your second name, so sorry about that, John. My apologies to you. Hey, you're doing great there, and hey, next Saturday sounds like, sounds really good there, my friend. Oh, if you need any more information, you know, just let John know, and he'll relay it to you there. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. I wish you and your ex-YL a great and safe evening. You take it easy there. VE1JS, VE1CT 73. Alright, that's the end of the time-sensitive station, so we're going to now start with round 1 PEI. Any stations from BY2 land wishing to check in this evening, please come now with your call sign, BE1CT, standing by, PEI station. Nothing heard so far. Let's try again. PEI stations. This is round 1 for PEI. Any stations in BY2 land wishing to check in this evening, please come now with your call sign. BE1CT, standing by. Nothing heard. All right. Well, we'll go by the book this evening. So, next province is New Brunswick. Any stations in BE9, BA9 land wishing to check in this evening, please come now with your call sign. BE1CT is standing by, New Brunswick station.
Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie.
Victor Echo 9, Papa Alpha Lima, VE9 PAL.
Victor Echo 9, November Hotel Sierra.
Victor Echo 9, Alpha India. VE1 Tango United. VE1 TU.
Alrighty, sometimes leave a little bit of station there just in case. I know that sometimes when stations are coming through repeaters, they just need time to link up there. Hi. Okay, so far I've got 5 stations from New Brunswick here. I have VE9GC, VE9PAL, VE9HN, or no, not, I'm sorry, I'm oh boy, try that again. Victor Echo 9, November, Hotel Sierra. There we go. Sorry about that. And I also have VE9LAI, as well as VE1 Tango United. Are there any other stations from New Brunswick wishing to add themselves to the list before I begin here? This is Round 1 New Brunswick. Any stations from VE9 VA9 land wishing to check in, please come now with your call sign. VE1CT standing by.
Victor Echo 9, Charlie Echo Lima.
Victor Echo 9, Oscar Sierra Kilo, V9 OSK.
We also have VE9CEL and VE9OSK. Alright, let's go to the top of the list there. Let's see how Gordon's doing in his neck of the woods. Victor Echo 9, Golf Charlie, VE1CG. Good evening.
Well, good evening, Robert. VE1CT with the Wednesday night Maritime Fusion Net, VE9GC, coming through the Moncton MFR repeater this evening. Just do that for a change, make sure everything's still going well there. Quite a day today. Started off, with not a great pleasant call at 3 o'clock this morning, but that's things that happen in life. It was about 3 degrees when I left the house this morning, and then it warmed up nicely, and it's back down to 9 degrees here now. All in all, a half-decent, pleasant day, and nice to hear all my neighbors on there. Oscar and Charles is on there, and Paul, Gary up in Fredericton, and Dennis as well. And there was one other station just before you called me in, had sort of, I guess, probably half doubled with you, Robert, and that was, I believe it was VE9 Juliet Oscar November. At least I know that was the name it showed, so you may want to just add him to the list there. Anyway, thanks for doing the net. Thanks for calling me in. And by the way, if people are interested, Friday night we have the Triple F Net, also known as the Friday Fredericton Fusion Net, or whichever way we go, Triple F Net. And I'll be your net control station this week. So there you go, a little invite to everybody on online. Back to you, VE1CT, VE9GC.
VE9GC, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Gordon. Doing great there, my friend, and thanks for letting me know that Johnson has, oh boy, my tongue's tied this evening. I've got John at the bottom of the list there. Thanks for letting me know. Greatly appreciated there, my friend. And that's right, the Triple F Nets are back in motion there, and have fun there, being in the hot seat there, Gordon. It's always fun, net controlling. Hi. Oh, I wish you and your XYL a great and safe evening, my friend, and you take her easy there. Thanks for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. VE9GC, VE1CT, 73. Next up, we got Paul. See how things are going there in Irishtown. Victor, Echo 9, Papa, Alpha Lima, VE1CT. Good evening.
Yeah, V1CT, this is E9PAL. How you doing there, Robert, and Gordon, and Oscar, and George, and everybody? Yeah, It's 11 degrees here. It's already pitch black out there. By George, times is just a-flying. Pretty soon there this morning, I think it's supposed to go down to 4 there, if I'm not mistaken. I had ice in my windshield. Good sign there. I think the winter tires are going to have to go on by the end of the month. Anyway, you guys all take care. Have a great week. V9PAL.
VE9PAL, VE1CT returning good. I was about to say good morning. Good evening to you there, Paul. Doing a fine job as usual there. And glad to have you on board this evening. Yeah, night until we start falling back that hour, because we're going to be losing a lot of daylight yet. Well, thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated. I wish you and your XYL a great and safe evening. You take her easy there, Paul. Look forward to your check-in tomorrow morning as well. You and Gordon. Hi. VE9PAL, VE1CT, 73. All right. Now, this is the first time I'm speaking to Nelson in Fredericton here. Victor Echo 9, November, Hotel Sierra, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1CT from VE9 NHS. Hello, Robert. Nice to be able to check in this evening. And, oh, yes, yeah, my name would come up as Nelson, so we typically use that for the VHF world. But locally around here, I go by Heath, Hotel Echo Alpha Tango Hotel, and I hear lots of stations on here with familiar call signs that we get to chat with quite frequently in the analog world. So this is my first time actually using the Fusion system. So I thought I would try it out. And other than that, I'm just going to hang along here and listen along, and hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the week. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango, from Victor Echo 9, November Hotel Sierra.
VE9 NHS, VE1CT returning good evening to you, Heath. Hey, you're doing a great job there, my friend. Beautiful signal. I'm glad to have you on board, and glad you're able to enter into the digital realm there. Hi. Oh boy. Well, glad to have you on board this evening, and thank you very much for your check-in. I wish you a great and safe evening there, Heath. You take her easy, my friend. VE9H, or H, I keep thinking HNS. My apologies. VE9NHS. There we go. VE1CT. 70. Alright, let's see. And next up we got Gary. Victor Echo 9, Alpha India. VE1CT. Good evening.
Net Control, VE9AI. Good evening, Robert. And Heath before me, glad to hear him on Fusion. And Dennis there behind me coming up. Not much new here. I'm just a couch potato. I broke my ankle a couple of weeks ago, so not doing too much of anything. Had to rely on others to do the odd jobs around here. So anyway, it'll eventually get over it, I guess. So just takes time. So anyway, watching lots of TV and stuff about the hurricanes. Anyway, everybody have a great evening. Hope to be on here next week. Back to Net Control, VE9AI.
VE9AI, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Gary. Doing a fine job there, and sorry to hear about the broken bones, boys. Nothing. I'll tell you, there's very little pain next to what you feel when your bones are out of joint voice. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't wish it on anybody. I'll put it that way, Gary. Anyway, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And wish you a great and safe evening. Take her easy there. VE9AI, VE1CT, 73. All right, yeah, we're going over to Denny next. Victor, Echo 1, Tango Uniform. Just a quick question. Do you prefer Dennis or Denny? I know that a fair amount of people like the French way there. Hi. VE1TU, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1 Charlie Tango. This is VE1 Tango United. Good evening, Robert. Good evening to all on the net. Say hi to Gary there. Hope your ankle heals up. And Robert, I go by Dennis. Every time I tell people what my name is, first and last, I always say, with two N's and two O's. The single N is the French version. Actually, the old saying, long as you call me in time for dinner, who cares? And a fairly busy day here. This morning, VE1 BCL came up and drove me down to the medicine shop, and I got a shot for shingles. Last week I got one for pneumonia. Next week I get one for rabies. So we're getting well shot up this fall. And then I've got another one in my shoulder, I guess, next week. I'll just drop this. And when VCO came up, he had a homebrew antenna for 440. They revamped the structure of the repeaters on the Miramichi net on Wednesday. They dropped BM, and I couldn't get into the net. But they connected 440 to the central system. Actually, about 5 repeaters in that system altogether. And Steve brought up an antenna. So we'll try it out later tonight, 9 o'clock. But it seems to work fine. And this is really the first time I ever used 440. So other than just sitting here and like Gary watching TV and seeing what's going to happen there in Florida, I guess there's nothing else. So back to you, Robert. This is VE1 Tango United.
VE1GU, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Dennis. You're doing a fine job there, my friend. And, yeah, actually, it's nice to be able to use UHF for a change. Of course, although, hey, you gotta be a bit closer to the repeaters in order for UHF to reach there. Hi. You know, when you put like a VHF signal and a UHF signal on an oscillator, you can see the difference in those hawks, boys. Anyway, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated. I wish you a great and safe evening there, Dennis. VE1TU, VE1CT, 73. Over to Charles, next to Victor, Echo 9, Charlie, Echo Lima, VE1CT. Good evening.
V1CT, V9CL, good evening, Rob, and everybody on the net. And not doing too much either. I guess I'm sort of a couch potato myself tonight. I'm just sitting here, and instead of watching the news, I'm listening to the Hurricane Net, Florida Hurricane Net, I guess. On there's two frequencies, I guess. and I think it's 7268 on the 40-meter side there. Not much activity right now, but they were on not too long ago, and I guess they're going to be on throughout the rest of the hurricane there a little bit after. So anyway, something to listen to, just another way to get the information, I guess. And that's all I got for tonight. I'll pass back to you, VE1CT, V9CL.
VE9CEL, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Charles. Doing fine there, my friend. And, yeah, actually, it's funny, like, I was able to acquire a QRP rig, one of the USDRs, and of course I received the radio without the battery and the power supply, so we're still waiting for them to catch up. But I did also receive the antenna. Now I have my Yaesu 897 Delta. Maybe I'll hook that antenna up to that. See if I can listen in on those frequencies, just to see how things are going. Well, thank you very much for letting us know the frequencies as well there, my friend. And I wish you a great and safe evening. You take her easy, Charles. VE9CEL, VE1CT, 73. We got Oscar followed by John here. VE9 OSK, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1CT, VE9 Oscar Sierra Kilo. Good evening, Robert, and everybody on the net tonight. No traffic from here. Just want to give you a mark for the slate. Thanks for doing the net and calling me in. And have a good week. Victor Echo 9, Oscar Sierra Kilo, India.
VE9 OSK, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Oscar. Doing a fine job there, my friend. And, hey, it's always good to add that extra bean into the pot. We enjoy as many beans as we can take there. Hi. You have yourself a great and safe evening, great and safe rest of the week there as well, my friend. Take her easy. VE9 OSK, VE1CT, 73. All right, going over to John, see how things are going. Looks like it's the first time I'm speaking to him as well. I love newcomers. Beautiful. Glad that the hobby is still very active. Hi. VE9 JON, VE1CT. Good evening. Oh, we might have missed them, but I'll try them one more time just to be sure. Victor, Echo 9, Julia, Oscar, November. This is Victor, Echo 1, Charlie Tango for the Maritime Fusion Net. Come on in, sir. Good evening.
VE1WIN checking in there, Robert, from New Brunswick.
Victor Echo 1, Whiskey India November. Yeah, that's right, you're in New Brunswick, so you're able to call in at this time. Hi. Good evening to you, Peter. How's things in your neck of the woods there, my friend? VE1 WIN, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob. Good evening, all. Yeah, we're using the radio I bought. One off the auction from the West Cumberland Club. I got a Yaesu FTM 7250D from a Silent Key there in Amherst. So I got that radio, and I got another radio, and I got a power supply all for $725. So Not a bad deal. Just wanted to say hello, Robert. We're doing okay here. It's kind of very cold here right now. Kind of chilly. Temperature's dropping. And it's frost tonight, so we'll see what happens. So have a good evening, Robert. Talk to you later. Talk to you probably in the morning on the net. So 7-3 for now. VE1WIN clear.
VE1WIN, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Peter. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering why I was seeing a different call sign. May want to take a moment there to program yours in there. Make it your own. Hi. Yeah, I know the 7250 Delta quite well. That one's got both VHF and UHF. So that's a good mobile radio to have. And glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated. Look forward to hearing from you tomorrow morning as well there. You take her easy, Peter. You and your ex-wife have yourselves a great and safe evening there. VE1WIN, VE1CT, 73. All right, we're at the bottom of the list for New Brunswick. We are now going over to VE1, VA1 land. We're going over to Nova Scotia to catch a few more stations here. VE1CT for the Maritime Fusion Net. We are looking for Nova Scotia station check-ins. Please come down.
Victor Echo 1, Alpha Bravo X-ray.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Whiskey 1, JW. Victor Echo 1.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Papa Delta.
Alrighty, I got 4 stations here. Guy, I kind of heard your call sign there. If you could come back one more time with it, it'd be greatly appreciated. Sorry about that, Guy. Go ahead real quick there for me.
Yeah, no problem. Victor Echo 1, Alpha Bravo X-ray.
We've got you, Guy. Thanks. Thanks for that. Greatly appreciated. All right, so the 4 stations for Nova Scotia so far, I have VE1 ABX, VE1 JW, VE1 FSM, and Victor Echo 1 Echo Papa Delta. Are there any other stations from not New Brunswick, Nova Scotia? There we go. VA1, VE1 land. Any other stations, Nova Scotia, wishing to add themselves to the list? Please come now with your call sign. VE1CT is standing by. Nova Scotia stations.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Juliet Mike.
Victor Echo 1, Delta Alpha Delta. VE1 Oscar Lima, VE1 OL.
Alrighty, we picked up 3 more very fine stations there. We got VE1 EJM, VE1 DAD, and also VE1 OL. Alright, let's go to the top of the list there. Good evening, Gary. How's things in your neck of the woods there, my friend? VE1 ABX, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening there, Rob. Not too much going on here. Just watching the storm go through Florida, I guess. Listening to the emergency net 14325. And getting some updates via that way. Hope, I forgot his call there, Steve, I think his name was. Hope him and his family and his granddaughter there are going to be okay, certainly. And hope they made a right choice. Just another little side note here, Rob. The last station in New Brunswick you were talking to, you might want to tell them to turn up his audio. He was extremely low on my side. But anyway, just a little something I caught. Anyway, we'll shoot her back to you. And thank you for doing the net. And we'll pass on the 7-3s to everyone. Victor Echo 1, Alpha Bravo X-Ray.
VE1 ABX, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, boss, come on, guy, jeez. I don't know why I'm getting confused here. No problem. I know where that mic gain is on that radio, menu number 31. Or is it 30? Well, 30 or 31. It's right around there for mic gain. Hi. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. Actually, your audio was a tiny bit low. You might want to raise up your volume a little bit there, too, my friend. But we got you 100%. And I thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated. I wish you a great and safe evening there, guy. You take her easy now. VE1 ABX. VE1 CT. 73. And we're going over there to see how things are going there in Kingston. VE1JW. VE1 CT. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Robert, and everybody else on the net. Yeah, like everybody else, we're kind of watching the news and whatever for Florida. So hopefully Steve and the family will survive okay. We have another couple that who's their neighbors up here, or she was anyway. She used to babysit her kids, and they've been living down there for quite a few years, and they're not too terribly far from Steve, just over another community or two, but not too far away. And we're hoping they get along okay as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure if they haven't been talking. I'm not sure if they evacuated or not. I don't think they have. But, so they're, like Steve, crossing their fingers that a little blow-through won't be as serious as they forecast. But all you can do is cross your fingers and hope for the best. And whether you stay or leave, it's a person's individual decision, and you can just hope for the best. And, go from there. Other than that, pretty quiet here. They didn't do a whole lot today. I've been doing some research on the computer, and I'm trying to rejuvenate an old MacBook Pro that I had here that's, I don't know, that was 7 years old, and I retired it and got a new one. The new one's 2 years old, so I guess it's 9 years old. Thought I might try to rejuvenate it, so we got it up and got it running, got the operating system back on it, so that's as far as we got. We went and updated everything as far as it'll go. Won't update to the new one, but anyway, we got it up as far as it'll go, so might try and dual boot it, put Linux on it. Something else to play with, see if I can learn something new. Keep me busy this winter to try to learn something a little bit new. So got that far anyway. We'll see, and I've got the dual boot program on a thumb drive here, so I may install that later another day, and then see what we can figure is the best version of Linux to play with, and go from there. But anyway, just a little project to keep the fellow busy over the winter to learn something new. Other than that, just listening along with interest, V1 JW.
VE1 JW, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you. Doing great there, and you know something? I've been looking at my old MacBook Pro. It's been a while since, I think the OS went kind of funny on me. And mine's pretty well the same age as yours. About 7 to 9 years old. So, hey, maybe you can drop by if you're in New Minas here, and maybe we could get this thing working. Anyway, glad to have you on board this evening, Eric. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciated. And good luck there with the Linux side. Yeah, more than likely, Ubuntu may be a good choice. But anyway, I'm a novice when it comes to Linux. All right, you have yourself a great and safe evening, you and yours there, Eric. VE1JW, VE1CT73. All right, we're going over to Frank next. Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot, Sierra Mike, VE1CT. Good evening.
VE1 Charlie Tango, VE1 Foxtrot, Sierra Mike. Good evening, Rob. Good evening to everybody else on net tonight. And yeah, actually, I got one of those Macs downstairs. It was given to me. That's what I'm looking at doing, is putting Ubuntu on it, and then I can run hand clock. Yeah, that should be a good little project for the winter. It's coming up soon enough. Anyway, Robert, no real traffic. It's more or less sitting here having a piece of banana bread fresh from today, and a cup of tea, and listening to the net. So with that, we'll turn it back to you. VE1 Charlie Tango, VE1 Foxtrot, Sierra Mike.
VE1 FSM, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Frank. Doing a great job there, my friend. And, yeah, glad you're enjoying your freshly baked banana bread there. And sipping on a cup of tea. Hey, you're making me hungry and thirsty now. Hi. Oh, anyway, glad to have you on board this evening there, Frank. Thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you and yours a great and safe evening there. Take her easy, Frank. VE1 FSM, VE1 CT 73. And we're going over to Paul next. Victor Echo 1 Echo Papa Delta, VE1 CT. Good evening.
VE1CT, VE1 EPD. Yeah, there's been quite a day down here. It's been sunshine this afternoon till this afternoon, and we got rain and 2 or 3 rainbows, and that was all right just before sunset. Anyway, it looked good. And not much else around the Pumlico. Doing it quiet, and thanks for doing the net. So, VE1CT, VE1 EPD.
VE1 EPD, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Paul. Doing a great job there, and my goodness, yeah, it goes to show, maritime weather, boys. Wait 5 minutes, it changes. My goodness, but the opportunity to see 2 nice rainbows in one day, that's unique. Oh, hopefully you got a couple of pictures of it there. Hi. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, Paul. Thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you a great and safe evening there. You take her easy. VE1 EPD, VE1 CT 73. All right, we're going over to Edwin next. Victor Echo 1 Echo Delta Mike, VE1 CT. Good evening. Oh, let's try Edwin one more time there. Victor Echo 1 Echo Juliet Mike. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I said the wrong call sign. My apologies if I did. VE1 EGM VE1CT. Good evening there, Edwin.
Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango, Victor Echo 1, Echo Juliet Mike. Yeah, it's Eric here in the north end of Dartmouth. Yeah, I haven't been able to check in a lot on the Fusion Nets because most of the time I've been at work. Get off work here early this afternoon, and hopefully I'll be able to check in next Wednesday night as well. I don't have any traffic really for the net. I just want to wish everybody down in Florida to please shelter in place if you're going to, and please be safe. So I'm going to pass it back to you, Rob. Thank you for calling me in. Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango. Victor Echo 1, Echo Juliet Mike.
Victor Echo 1, Echo Juliet Mike, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Evan. Doing great there. Yeah, actually, at the beginning of the net, we had some priority messages there from Steve, number 1 Canadian, November 1, Charlie Delta November. I'm quite sure he's still standing by there. And, if anyone does have any questions for him, let me know there so I can bring him back in for your answers. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, Edwin. Thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you a great and safe evening there. You take her easy, my friend. Next up, first sign off with you, VE1EJM, VE1CT, 73. All right, now we're going over to David. Victor, Echo 1, Delta, Alpha Delta, VE1CT. Good evening.
V1CT, V1D&D. Yeah, good evening, Rob. Everybody on frequency there. I had a little problem with the internet here tonight. I'm running off the cell phone. Hopefully this works. Yeah, it was a beautiful day this afternoon. It rained for a little bit, thunder, now it stopped. Everything's clearing up. Hopefully that's all we get. Hopefully the people in Florida do all right. That's a big storm. That's going to do a lot of damage for sure. Hopefully everybody be safe. So, thanks for taking me in. Thanks for doing the net. 73 is here next week.
Victor Echo 1, Delta, Alpha Delta, Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango returning. Good evening to you, David. Doing loud and clear there. Beautiful signal. Glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. And, yes, let's just hope that, I have a better feeling about Hurricane M as in Mary compared to Helene. Helene, I guess, did a fair amount of damage there. But I don't know. It's a little iffy. I've noticed the jet stream down there is a little erratic. So we'll have to see what happens there. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening there, David. Thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciate it. I wish you a great and safe evening there. Take her easy. VE1DAD, VE1CT, 73. And we're going over to Aubrey next. He's last on the list for Nova Scotia stations for round 1. VE1OL, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob. I didn't realize that you were calling Nova Scotia stations. I'm in New Brunswick, and Quistram says I came in too late, I guess, to realize that's what you're doing. I thought it was a general call-up. Anyway, thanks for calling me in at this time. It's Aubrey in Quistram, New Brunswick. And I was on the White Cane Net and the Maritime Net, and now here. And as far as TV is concerned, I'm watching live webcam coverage of the storm as it approaches Florida. Really interesting to watch the live pictures. So
Oh yeah, that somebody mentioned banana bread. I think I'll make one tomorrow. Sounds good. Thanks for calling me in, and back to you. And we'll talk to you later, Rob. VE1OL clear.
VE1OL, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Aubrey. Oh, well, hey, you could have been visiting Nova Scotia. Anyway, hey, you're doing a great job there, my friend. Yeah, once I get QRP up and running here for HF, I'll have to try and check into the White Cane Net myself, where myself, I'm also a White Cane user, so we got that in common there, Aubrey. Anyway, hey, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you a great and safe evening. Take her easy. VE1OL, VE1CT, 73. All right, before I do outside the Maritimes, just want to see if Steve's able to come in with any other information there. He's in Tampa Bay. November 1, Charlie, Delta November. You still with us there, my friend? BE1CT. Come on in. Okay, well, he was there at the beginning. He had quite a bit of detailed information on how the hurricane was coming down there at him there. Well, thank you again there, Aubrey, for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it there. All right, we're looking for stations outside the Maritimes temporarily now. Any stations from outside the Maritimes wishing to check in? Please come now with your call sign, VE1CT, standing by.
This is Victor Echo 2 Delta Echo, V2DE for a quick check-in.
Victor Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa, VA6FP.
All right, let's see. We have a manual from St. Jack, VE2ED. And also we got our good old friend Francis there from Alberta. Victor, boy, as soon as I bring up this thing again here, there we go. VA6FP. Alrighty, let's bring a manual in first. Oh wait, no, I have that backwards. My apologies, just let me reverse that. It's not ED, it's DE. That's a neat call sign. There we go, we've got you, Don. You come in, sir. VE2DE, VE1CT. Good evening.
Yes, well, good evening, according to the database. Robert here. My name here is Don in Quebec City. And 2 minutes before 7 p.m. here, I just wanted to do a quick check-in. Oftentimes, the repeater, it's been months that it's supposed to connect automatically on the CQ Maritimes, but often been several months we have to do it manual. So I guess someone connected or the problem was corrected. I'm quite a bit multitasking and quite busy at this time, especially at 6 p.m. Eastern until 6:30. So I'll be watching the Canadians against the Toronto Maple Leafs at the same time. And I would have wanted to wish you 73s to you and everyone in good hosting of the end of the net. This is Victor Echo 2, Delta Echo, Don, and Quebec City. As the other 7 people say, double or nothing.
VE2DE, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Don. Hey, it's the first time I've been speaking with you there. Glad to have you on board there from Quebec City in Quebec. And thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated. You have fun there with the hockey watching. I'm quite sure the team you're rooting for, well, they'll be the ones to take it. Hi. You have yourself a great and safe evening there, my friend. And again, thank you for checking in. VE2 Delta Echo, VE1 CT 73. All right, let's go to Francis, see how things are going there in Alberta. Victor Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa, VE1 CT, good evening.
VE1CT for the Maritime Fusion Net from VA6FB. Good evening to Robert, and good evening to everyone on the net this evening. Well, it's been an overcast day here today. It was started out sunny this morning, but the clouds rolled in. We probably won't get any showers, at least nothing near what those poor folks down in the state of Florida are having to put up with down there. We wish them the very best, and we'll keep them in our thoughts and prayers, because, man, I don't think I'd want to be in that position. But those things happen, I guess. We know that it is the hurricane season. I just wish sometimes it would stay out in the ocean and stop bothering people, because some of the devastation is unbelievable. Other than that, everything is tickety-boo, as they say up in this neck of the woods. No other complaints, aches, or pains. So I guess we'll keep it short this evening. Thanks once again for letting us check in, Robert. Wishing everyone a great week ahead, and we'll say 7-3 all around. VE1CT from VA6FB.
VA6FP, VE1CT, return. Good evening to you, Francis. Yeah, know that saying quite well there, tickety-boo, yeah. Haven't heard it in a long time, but, hey, at least I know what you're meaning there, my friend. Oh, thank you very much for your check-in this evening. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you and your XYL a great and safe evening. You take her easy, Francis, and again, glad to have you on board there, my friend. Victor Alpha 6, Foxtrot Papa, Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango, 7-3. All right, that's bottom of the list for outside the Maritimes. Now we're going to do round 2 inside the Maritimes. Any stations from PEI or even visiting PEI. BY2 land wishing to check in this evening, please come down with your call sign. BE1CT standing by. Round 2 PEI. Okay, we'll put out the second call, and the stations in BY2 land wishing to check in this evening. Please come down with your call sign. BE1CT standing by. Okie dokie. Well, we're going back over to VE9, VA9 land. We're going back over to New Brunswick for round 2. Any stations from the great old Nouveau-Brunswick wishing to check in this evening, please come down with your call sign. BE1CT is standing by for New Brunswick stations. VE9, Victor Echo Alpha. VE9, Victor Echo Alpha.
Victor Echo 9, Mike Tango Victor, VE9 MTV.
All right, Alrighty, I got two fine stations there. I got VE9 VEA, good evening, Vern, and VE9 MTV, good evening, Mike. This is the second round for New Brunswick. Are there any other New Brunswick stations wishing to add themselves to the list? Please come down with your call sign, VE1CT, standing by, New Brunswick stations.
Victor 09.
Yeah, I heard VE9 and nothing came up there. Give it another whirl there. Let's get the suffix. VE9 station. Go ahead. VE1CT standing by for you.
Charlie Golf Lee.
Alrighty, we've got you there, Jermaine. I just thought I'd leave a little bit of space there just in case. Alright, so you're number 3 on the list here. Okay, let's turn it over to Vern, one of our outstanding amateurs there. Hi. Your turn to aggravate the airways there, Vern. You come on in there, my friend. VE9VEA, VE1CT. Good evening, sir.
Yo, VE1, Charlie Tango. Wednesday night Fusion Net Control. Good evening, Rob, and good evening, you all fine. Outstanding, hands on frequency. Well, all I can say is, Rob, we had to use a routine. You checked in, had to call the call sign out 2 or 3 times, and finally she grabbed it and talking, here we are. So, all sounds good. We were riding along with it there pretty well since the beginning, so we hadn't missed too much of the net, but it just wasn't grabbing the call sign to get me checked in, so. Okay, Rob, not too much else to go with. Sorry I missed Steve. I'd like to refer to Steve's report, but we'll have to try to get a hold of him later or tomorrow night or something to see how he's doing there. But at least he got checked in, so we know he's still on the go, so that's the main thing. Anyhow, Rob, a nice net you got going, that's for sure. Thanks for doing that one more time. Thanks for calling me in one more time. And thanks for putting up with my foolishness one more time. So, hopefully we'll be around again next week. Aggravate the airways a little more. 7-3 all, 7-3 Rob. Have a good one. I'm on my Bluetooth, so it's working good for me, I hope. Bye-bye.
VE9, VEA, VE1CT, returning. Good evening to you, Vern. Doing great there, my friend. Just a blasted through beautiful job there. Glad to have you on board this evening. And I thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And I wish you a great and safe evening there, Vern. You take her easy, my friend. VE9, VEA, VE1CT. 7-3. Alright, we're going over to Mike, see how things are going in his neck of the woods in Irishtown. VE9 MTV, VE1 CT. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, Victor Echo, 1 Charlie Tango with the Maritime Net, with the Maritime Fusion Net, VE9 MTV. Good evening, Robert, and hi everybody on the net, especially Francis there.
I did manage to go visit Francis on my trip to Alberta. It's a 2.5-hour drive from Spruce Grove, but I enjoyed the ride the first time out there in Wainwright, Alberta, and had a coffee and a couple hours talk there with Francis and a buddy Bill there that came up also. So it was I really enjoyed that trip there. The first time out there, and it was a lot of straight road like the prairies. Just a curve once in a while to keep you awake there, Robert. And yeah, for sure, it was a great vacation. We did see a lot of wood burnt, or about anywhere from 40 kilometers going up to Jasper there from Banff, and saw all the devastation there, and still smelling burnt wood. But yeah, hopefully it's sad to see for sure in a national park. But anyways. Didn't see too many wildlife either, because they were all probably gone or burnt or moved to somewhere else where there's more food. But anyways, we didn't see too much wildlife out that way compared to the other times we went. So and glad to be back in town here. So and had a wonderful time there. First time in the fall. So I noticed one thing, Robert. There's no red leaves. There's no maple trees out there. It's mostly birch and stuff like that. So we're fortunate to have lots of colors. So back to you. Have a great net. 7-3 to all. I did see a bird flash up there as I was trying to check in. 7-3. VE1CT, VE9MTV.
VE9MTV, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Mike. Loud and clear as usual, my friend. And yeah, I've got Bert added to the bottom of the list here. He'll be coming after Jermaine. Wow. What can I say? Yeah, to actually view that type of devastation, you know, it can affect one's psyche. That's for sure. You know, my heart goes out to those people. Yeah, and hey, that was good that you were able to meet up with Francis there as well. That was neat. Hey, you got the face behind the name. Hi. Oh, glad to have you on board there, Mike. And I thank you very much for your check-in. And glad to hear you got home nice, safe, and sound there. I wish you and your XYL a great and safe evening. You take her easy, my friend. VE9MTV, VE1CT, 7-3. All right, we're going over to Jermaine next. Victor, Echo 9, Charlie, Golf Lima, VE1CT. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and everybody else on the Maritime Fusion Net. Well, it's 8 degrees over here in Grand Falls. Starting to cool down, but it's the time of the year. This morning, I woke up at around 7 o'clock, and it was -1. It was a big frost this morning. It's a good time for a bird hunt, so I went for partridge. Nice day. So 7-3 all around, and have a nice evening. Charlie Golf Lima.
VE9CGL, VE1CT returning. Good evening, Jermaine. Doing a great job there. Oh, there you go. You got a partridge in a pear tree. Hi, maybe. Anyway, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated. And I wish you a great and safe evening. You take her easy, Jermaine. We'll catch you around again there. VE9. CGL, VE9, or VE, I was about to call myself VE9, VE1CT, 7-3 for now, Jimmy. All right, let's go to Bert, see how things going in his neck of the woods there. Victor Echo 9, Papa, India November, VE9 PN, VE1 CT. Good evening, Bert. Oh, we'll try Bert one more time. Yeah, I did see his call sign flash up there, so, technically he's a check-in. He's actually check-in number 37 this evening. Let's see if we can hit the big 4-0 before we're done. VE9 PIN, VE1 CT. Good evening, Bert. You're still with us, sir. Come on in. Alrighty, well, we know he's there. That's one other thing I do like about this digital radio. If you're able to see the screen, even up close at least, like I can, you get the call sign there. As long as it's programmed in. Anyway, alright, that ends New Brunswick for round 2. We're going back to Nova Scotia now. Round 2, Nova Scotia, and the stations from VE1, VA1 land. Wishing to check in this evening, please come now with the call sign. VE1 CT is standing by, Nova Scotia stations. Wow, okay, well, let's try Nova Scotia one more time. Now, I know maybe Kevin's out there listening, VE1KEV, or VE1BTC. Brandon may have his FT70 on there. Come on, guys, don't be scared. We're waiting for you here. VE1CT, looking forward to your call sign from Nova Scotia stations. Come now.
Bravo. I don't think I'm getting in. VE1, cute little boy in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, glad to hear, Cliff. Good to have you on board there. Was there another station? I kind of got a mixed signal there. I thought I was seeing two different call signs at once there. Was there anyone else there? Nova Scotia stations, the E1CT standing by?
VE1 HAP.
Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot Oscar X-ray, VE1 FOX.
VE1 CLB, VE1 CT. Good evening, Cliff.
VE1 CT, VE1 CLB. Good evening to everybody on the net. Not much new to report. Well, there is new, because it's been a while since I've been on the net, but I'm in the man-made brick building in Yarmouth. I've been here since July the 19th. So, just waiting for them to find me a place to go home to.
VE1CLB, VE1CT returning. Good evening, Cliff. Understand you're in Yarmouth there, and sorry to hear that that things are kind of not working out there for you lately. My apologies to you. Well, I'm glad to have you on board this evening, and I thank you very much for your check-in, my friend. Greatly appreciated. And I wish you a great and safe evening. You take her easy there, Clifford. VE1CLB, VE1CT, 73. Alright, we got Happy, and also I seen Curtis come in, so that's good. Alright, let's bring Happy first. Victor, Echo 1, Hotel, Alpha Papa, VE1CT, good evening.
V1CT and the Fusion Net, V1HAP. Evening to all on frequency, all on board. I'm just sitting here in the ham shack, got a couple radios going, TV going, looking at pictures of the news in Florida there, just to see how they're going to get hit by it. It looks like it's going to be a doozy, so we'll have to wait and see what's what. But we're sitting nice and pretty here in Yarmouth. I went for a round of golf at 4 o'clock, 4:30 this afternoon, and I got through 6 holes and the rain hit, so I boogied on back to the clubhouse, and I put my car away and didn't get wet. I beat it, so that was okay, but I only got 6 quick holes in, so I guess I'll be going back either tomorrow night or on the weekend. So that's about it. We'll say 7-3 to 1 and all, and we'll catch you later on. V1CT and the net, V1HAP.
VE1HAP, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Happy. Well, glad you were able to get at least 6 holes in there, golf. Sorry that it rained on you there, but yeah, the nice thing is you can pick it up the next day there. Well, I'm glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. Thank you very much for checking in there from Yarmouth. Glad to have you on board, and you have yourself a great and safe evening there, my friend. VE1HAP, VE1CT, 73. And now for check-in number 40, there's Curtis. How's the Fox this evening? VE1FOX, VE1CT. Good evening there, Curtis.
Well, Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango with the Maritime Fusion Net. Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot Oscar X-Ray here in 3 Mile Plains. Good evening to you, Robert. Good evening to Happy just ahead of me there, and the other gentleman I didn't catch his name or call. Almost forgot about the net. Almost forgot. I was sitting there thinking, this is Wednesday. The Fusion Net is on. And then I looked up at the clock, and gosh, it was 8 o'clock. And I said, oh, there's nobody on there now. So I figured, well, I'd get in and give it a call anyways. There'd be nobody at least jumping on me. Hi. So with that, that's about it, Robert. We had our surgery done last Thursday on the hand, and that seemed to be coming along pretty good. So I got to go back down October the 15th and have another checkup on it, have a look at it, see if it's doing all right. Weather-wise here, we had a little bit of rain the other night there. I don't know how much we got, but it wasn't all really that great amount. Today was nice. Sunny, blue sky, nice little breeze. Gosh, nice fall day it was. And the morning was even better. It was around 6 degrees out there this morning. Right now, she's holding right at 10 degrees. So, pretty good weather for this time of year. Anyway, want to hold you up. I see you're coming to the end there for sure. So, sound like a good net tonight. I mean, though I missed it all, it's not for 3 of us on here. So there we be.
With that, we'll go back to Robert. Take care. Thanks for calling me in. Thanks for doing that. And we'll try to go over on HF there and on 70 and talk to the boys for a while there. So Victor Echo 1, Charlie Tango, with the Maritime Fusion Net. Victor Echo 1, Foxtrot Oscar X-Ray, here in 3 Mile Plains. 7-3, Robert, back to you. Have a great evening. VE1, Foxtrot Oscar X-Ray, clear.
VE1 FLX, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Curtis. Now, first of all, I need to extend my profuse apologies. I thought I was at 40, but it's 30. That's still a darn good number for the net. 30 amateurs checking in there. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening there, Curtis. Hey, better late than never, my friend. Glad to have you on board. Look forward to you check-in tomorrow morning when I do the Maritime 2-meter wake-up net. Hi. You and yours have yourselves a great safe evening. And have fun there on 70 there on HF. Hi. You take her easy, my friend. VE1 FLX, VE1 CT, 7-3. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. We're going to do a final call now. Final call for any stations wishing to check in from for the Maritime Fusion Net. You don't have to be in Canada. Heck, you don't even have to be on the planet. As long as you have a valid call sign, we'll take it. VE1 CT standing by for a final call.
VE1 CLB with a question.
Alrighty, we have VE9CLB with a question, and we did pick up Bert that time as well. Alright, go ahead there with your question, Cliff. VE1CLB, VE1CT.
VE1CT, VE1CLB. My question is, where the heck is 3 Mile Plains?
Oh, hey, let's bring in Curtis. You still with us there, Curtis? Where you're in there, if you could let Cliff know there. VE1 FLX, VE1 CT. Come on in there, Curtis, with the answer. Hi. Oh, I guess he switched over to HF just as fast as that. I'm not familiar with 3 Mile Plains myself, but I know, how is it, somewhere around Amherst. Any station which knows where 3 Mile Plains is, please come now. Okay, well, sorry, Cliff, I guess 3 Mile Plains remains a mystery. But I'm quite sure I could look it up while we're bringing in Bert. VE9PIM, VE1CT, good evening, sir. Come on in.
Oh, I hope it's going through. This is the 6th time. I was mobile a while ago, and I was portable this time, and I guess there's no row for mobile. So, I was taking the car. Natalie had to come to the hotel. I had the card, so to go through the first door. So that's it. It was nice to see the boys at the club meeting, Moncton Club meeting this morning. And we were there
at 8:45, I think, till 12:45, and had good discussion and heard all kinds of discussion there. So it was nice. So we're still in Moncton till noon tomorrow. Noon tomorrow, we're going to depart for Fredericton. Gonna be there for a few hours and then go home tomorrow night. So 7-3 to all. Have a pleasant evening. Good rest of the week. Stay safe.
VE9 PIM, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you there, Bert. You're doing a good job there. Great to have you on board. Glad you're able to get in. I know that it was just odd. What can we say about that? Well, glad to have you. Anyway, yeah, when in doubt, just tee up the mic for a few seconds and let us see the call sign. Hi. Oh, glad to have you on board this evening, Bert. Thank you very much for your check-in. Greatly appreciate it. And wish you a great and safe evening there. Take her easy. VE9 PIN, VE1 CT 73. And I found out where 3 Mile Plains is here. Let's see, we have Falmouth, Windsor, and then we're on the route number 1 here. 3 Mile Plains is in between Windsor and Newport Station, QSL, VE1 CLB, VE1 CT.
1 CT, VE1 CLB, QSL. Okay, now we know. I was told many years ago by my dad, if you don't know something, speak up and ask. So that's what I did. And anyway, I got a little antenna here from Amazon. It's a tactical antenna. It's about 1/4 of an inch wide, and it's camouflage, and it's 3 feet long, and in the middle you can fold it, and at the bottom there's a strip with whatchamacallit on it that you can tie the antenna down. So it seems to work okay.
VE1 CLB, VE1 CT returning. Yep, actually I've got one of them myself. It's good for in the woods. I'll put it that way. In urban areas, hey, it's just like any other antenna when you're urban. Hi. Yeah, you got those buildings. But anyway, hey, glad that you're enjoying your new antenna there. You take her easy there, Cliff. VE1 CLB, VE1 CT, 73 for now. All right, yes, this was the final call for any other stations wishing to check in to the Maritime Fusion Net. Please come now with your call sign. VE1 CT is standing by. Final call.
Victor Echo 9, Golf Kilo. Victor Echo 9, Golf Kilo.
Victor Echo 1, Juliet Papa Romeo.
Alrighty, we got 2 more stations here. We got VE9GK and also VE1JPR. Alright, let's start with the top of the list there. Good evening, sir. VE9GK, VE1CT. Come on in.
VE1CT in the Fusion Net there. Good evening to you, Rob, and good evening to everyone on frequency. Yeah, just no real traffic. I've just been listening along here for a while and following along. So I heard your last call, and I said, gee, I must get my name in there. So that's where we are here right now tonight. So back to you, Rob. Thanks for doing all the nets, and thanks for spending your time. You do a lot of time on the nets, that's for sure. So we appreciate that. Anyway, back to you, and we'll catch you again later. VE9GK, back to net control, 73, Rob.
VE9GK, VE1CT returning. Good evening to you, Gary. Hey, doing great there. Just a little bit low on the audio. Usually you come booming through there. Well, maybe it's my equipment. Anyway, hey, glad to have you on board this evening, my friend. And I thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated. And I wish you a great and safe evening there. You take her easy, Gary. VE9GK, VE1CT, 73. All right, we're going over to Patrick. Looks like maybe the first time I'm speaking to you here. So if we could get your location, that'd be greatly appreciated there. VE9, VE1 JPR, VE1 CT. Good evening, Patrick.
VE1CT, V1 JPR. I normally go by Pat. And not my first time on here. I just don't get on all that often. I'm getting a few radios hooked back up into the shack here again, and I actually had the portable hooked into the Wires X through the computer, but for some reason my audio wasn't getting out, so I got to troubleshoot that. So I scrambled and got the rig hooked back up here to the outside antenna. And got on here just to say hello. I missed Steve's report. I was kind of wondering whether there's actually a Yaesu room that is being used to monitor the storm and so on. I wonder if that came through on his report, or if anybody else knows where to maybe go look and monitor and see what kind of activity's going on. So just kind of curious about that. If anybody has any info, pass it on, please. Other than that, everybody enjoy their evening. 73. Stay safe. VE1 JPR. Oh, by the way, the location here is Moncton.
VE1 JPR, VE1 CT returning. Good evening to you, Pat. Thanks for letting me know you're in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'll just add you to my database here. It's my own personal database, so don't worry, nothing will be forthcoming unless someone wants to really try to hack in and get it, but I doubt they'd be after something like that. Let's see, 14.325 and 7. Let's get another station which knows the frequencies to monitor there. Could you come back to me with that information? VE1 CT standing by.
Draco 9, Mike Tango Victor. Yeah, it's 14.325, and also that's 20 meters, and 7.268 on 40 meters. 7.268.
Affirmative. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Mike. VE1 JPR, VE1 CT, QSL on the 2 frequencies. Over.
Yeah, copy that. Thanks, Mike. I was just wondering if there was anything on the digital side here, if there's any Wires X room or even a DMR room set up that people can monitor that. I wonder if there's anything like that on that end of it.
VE9MTV, VE1CT, permission to speak with Pat there. You go ahead there. I'll stand by until you're done.
Yeah, V1 GPR, V9MTV. Not that I know of, Pat. I didn't really get on. I know they're asking everybody to stay off the WinLink. Going to be using WinLink a lot for message handling and all that during the hurricane, so they're asking
all of North America to stay off the wind link so we won't bog it down. But that's the only information I have as far as the digital side there. Over.
Okay, Mike. Appreciate the info. 73 V1 APR.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. And actually, I'm just looking for, I'm doing a quick Google search. I just put in Yaesu Fusion Room for Tampa Bay, Florida Keys. And let's see, it is coming up with a list. Just waiting for it to come up here. Okay, control find. Stand by one. I'll just do a quick look up here. Okay, I do have a Florida WCF here, room number 81609er. That's 81609er. Give us a.
Yep, we copy that down there, Rob. Thank you very much. VE1 JPR.
No problem, my friend. Well, I wish you a great and safe evening, and I thank you very much for your check-in. It's greatly appreciated, Pat. You take her easy there, my friend. VE1 JPR, VE1 CT 73. So, with that being said, I now proceed to close the net at this time, and we've had a total of 32 check-ins this evening. My apologies, I thought I had 40, but I was wrong. So, 32, that's still a real good number for this evening's net. From all of our current Maritime Fusion Net controllers, we all would like to thank all of our esteemed amateurs for checking in this evening. We are also grateful to the owners and the clubs, as well as the maintenance crews of the repeater nodes that are currently linked in tonight for helping us expand the area for local ham radio operators to check in. Break. A recap of the net will be posted on the Maritime Fusion Net webpage at Whiskey, period, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Charlie, period, Charlie, Alpha. Saying it verbally, www.maarc.ca. Now that the net is concluded, I now return the repeaters and fusion notes to normal service. This is VE1 CT for the Maritime Fusion Net, signing off, wishing everyone a big 7-3, and above all, stay safe. We hope to hear you again next week. And next week's net controller, if I'm correct, is another Rob number 2, VE1CA. He's a great guy as well there. VE1CT is now clear, 7-3.
VE3XID, out.
VE1JBL, you still there, Pat?